Hi everyone, good afternoon and welcome to our third in our webinar series. Today we're going to be talking about how to elevate your brand and the key to business success and expansion. So I'm going to dive straight in. So we're going to be looking at a few different things today, mainly looking at the definition and importance of branding, the differentiation, how to build the trust and emotional connection, the impact of branding to your business success, and then giving you some strategies that you can implement in your own business. Feel free to drop any questions in the comments and I'll try and either answer them as I go or I'll jump on them at the end. So obviously the definition and importance of branding for a business. So for people that are not quite sure where branding starts and ends, is it a logo? What is it? It really encompasses the whole process of creating that distinct identity, image, and reputation for your business, product, or service. It's extremely vital because it helps your business stand out, especially in the current climate of super competitive marketplaces, really having to compete for that consumer's pound, giving you that standout. It helps you build that trust among consumers, and also foster those lasting connections. So we want to not just get, consumers only buying once or using us once or our service or product, building those kind of repeat business and building that and fostering that loyalty. And then something we get asked about a lot is, what is it? So it really just goes beyond those visual elements, extends into emotions and experiences associated with your brand. So it's not just the logo, the color, the website. It's also those kind of emotions and experience that those consumers get when they deal with you. So like we touched on, you really need to stand out at the moment in crowded marketplaces. It's absolutely crucial, and having that differentiation is key. So ensuring that you've got a strong brand with a well-defined identity will help your business stand out from your competitors. You need to really communicate your unique value proposition. So, what do you stand for? What do you believe in? And what's the cornerstone of your business to capture the attention of your audience and distinguish yourself from the rest out there? Trust is really key as well, and it's a foundation that should be built, for all successful customer relationships. So a strong brand cultivates trust and credibility amongst consumers. If you think of certain big brands, instantly you'll have like an association with them, like an emotional association. Might always be positive, sometimes might be negative. We obviously don't want that for your business. But really, have a little think about other businesses and what you think and feel about them, and then translate that to your business. What do you want people to think and feel about your business and your brand, when someone mentions your name? Customers recognize and trust your brand. They're going to be more likely to choose your products or services over others. They've got that trust in there, and building that emotional connection with your brand will foster that loyalty, the advocacy, so you want people shouting from the rooftops to buy your product or service, and also are willing to pay a premium, that they're willing to maybe pay a little bit more for your product or service, but because they believe and trust in it. So a strong brand cultivates loyalty. It can reduce customer churn. So you're not, constantly scrabbling for new business all the time. You've got loyal customers that are constantly buying into you, and increases the customer lifetime value as well. That's also really, really important, to kind of grow a business and elevate the business. It's not always about just bringing in new business. It is about keeping those, the lifetime of a customer, and building on from that. So using that as a building block. They obviously become brand advocates, driving word of mouth referrals, and then also expanding your customer base, enabling you to grow as a business and develop. Brands with a strong reputation can always also command premium prices. Customers are obviously willing to pay more for a product or service that they associate with a trusted and reputable brand. There's probably lots of things that we can think of that you go, look, I'd be willing to pay a little bit more for that because I trust that that's a great product, or I trust it's a great service. The product's not going to fall apart after 3 weeks, or I know the service that they're giving me is completely, spot on and exactly what I need. Looking at your enhanced market positioning. So obviously having a well-established brand helps you position your business as a leader in the market. You want to be kind of that authority in your field. So again, if someone's thinking, oh, I need this product, or I need I don't know, I need a solicitor or an accountant or a designer, you're going to be top of mind. You're that kind of authority in that space. It allows you to target then specific customer segments and gain a competitive advantage, again, which is super important when you want to elevate and grow your business. Consistent branding elements is also key. So, developing and maintaining a consistent brand across all channels. So it's really important. So this is the bit where it's kind of the visuals, the logos, taglines, visual identity, fonts, colors, imagery, but it needs to be consistent. So we need to make that consistent consumer journey. So, what you're seeing on your socials, does that look the same as what's on your website? If you've got a physical product, is that the same packaging that it then comes in? If you have staff members or people on the phone, are they speaking all in the same way? So making sure that that's a consistent brand across all touch points. Again, that helps build recognition, reinforces your brand value and your brand message. You want to look at being authentic at all times. I know a lot of people speak about this, but it's really key to be authentic and kind of tell your story. So sharing your brand story, values and mission to connect with consumers on a deeper level. More and more consumers are wanting to buy into products or services that they feel that they connect with, that resonates with their kind of morals or their values. So it's really important that we are kind of shouting this from the rooftops. And again, it will help build that trust and emotional connection. And then really focusing on your customer experience. So again, we need to be delivering that exceptional customer experience at every touch point. This again influences into your brand. If we're not delivering great customer service, but we've got an amazing looking brand and we've got an amazing brand strategy, then that's going to fall down at that point, because that's when the kind of negative connotations may come in about the brand. So we need to make sure we're delivering that exceptional service, making sure every experience is positive to strengthen the brand perception and loyalty. So again, are people getting a really positive experience when they're watching your Instagram reels or reading posts on LinkedIn, or, if you do have a physical shop, are they getting a great experience in there? So it's not always about kind of having a physical space. It is also about what's happening on all of your different marketing channels. So a really good example of this is obviously Nike, one of the big players, and how they do that and how they deliver this across all areas. So they've obviously successfully leveraged branding to achieve remarkable business growth and global recognition. I'm sure we'd all love business growth and global recognition, and that's by leveraging that brand. So it dominates the footwear industry, and it's become a symbol of excellence and performance. They've really achieved this through emotional storytelling by providing an inspiring narrative for consumers to connect with and feel empowered by. So that's really important, really getting that story out there to connect with people. It can connect with the average gym goer all the way through to top level athletes. So it's really important, again, thinking what does our customer want to believe in, what they buy into, do our values align with their values, and how do we make sure that we can make that happen? Obviously, this is then paired with their renowned tagline. I'm sure everyone knows Just Do It and have heard of it. Bringing in celebrity endorsements and the high quality products, it allows them to dominate the sportswear market. They position themselves in the balance of attainable and aspirational, so they're inspiring customers to align with the brand, and that is really key. It's about kind of inspiring customers to want to buy into your brand. That then also allows you, if you want to move into slightly different products or services, if you've got that core loyal customer base, if you then introduce something new, it's more likely they'll instantly buy into that because they know, like, and trust you. Airbnb is another great example. These have obviously gone through a few different iterations of the brand, and now they're absolutely nailing it at the moment. So they don't just focus on places to stay, but it's all about the experience again. So bring it back to that experience. So, we're not just selling a holiday home. It's time with your family. It's time with loved ones, going out and experiencing new places. So it's really all about kind of providing that experience for them. So there's all about the authentic experience. Truly belonging wherever you are in the world. So their kind of tagline for that is belong anywhere. They really kind of romanticize that, homestays, and made that more of a part of mainstream travel culture, which we probably weren't seeing about 10 years ago. So they've kind of carved out this area for themselves. Again, they strive to create an emotional connection with the users by emphasizing the impact of travel on personal growth, relationships, and cultural understanding. So that's, again, really important by telling that story, having a really people-centric look and feel, really approachable colour palette and visuals. It makes it really easy and clear for them people to connect with that brand. So obviously we've gone through a few kind of pointers on, what should be doing. So how can you then implement this in your own business? It can sometimes be tricky to see, this is what other people are doing, this is what other great brands are doing, but how do I actually make this work for myself? It really comes down to initially having that kind of comprehensive strategy that aligns your business goals and your target audience. That's really important. If anyone's been on the previous webinars, you'll know that knowing your target audience is the one thing that I constantly bang on about. You really need to nail who your audience is. You need to understand who your ideal customers are, what their needs are, what their pain points are, what their challenges are, what their preferences are. You can do this by conducting market research, gathering feedback. You can speak to current clients. If you map out a certain demographic that isn't a current client, can you get out and speak to those type of people? But you really need to see what their challenges are and how you can solve that problem. We don't want to be saying we sell accountancy services. It's we sell, account services that we can take the pain away. We provide the solution. You can carry on and do your job, and you live your life, have a great life, and we do that for you. So it's thinking about what the problem is you solve, and then how you can communicate to that audience. Then after that, you'd be looking at really defining your identity. So if you've got an existing business where you've already got that identity, maybe make sure just do a bit of an audit, get everything on the table of what you've got, all the different touch points, making sure it's consistent. Is there a consistent brand voice and visual identity that runs throughout? And also, is this appealing to your audience? So if you've mapped that audience out, making sure, does that appeal to them? The danger a lot of business owners, especially owner-operators, can fall into is that they want to, create a brand that they love. But if they're not the audience, then it needs to be what the audience loves. So make sure we're not falling into that trap of something that we like. It needs to be what they like, and always putting your audience at the heart of everything that you do. Again, like we said before, it's all about delivering that exceptional customer services. So really focusing on providing outstanding services at every touch point across every channel. That then can then lead to customer loyalty and those really valuable word of mouth referrals. If you've got a team of loyal customers, a loyal fan base, and they're going out and doing referrals for you, it's almost like you've got a little sales team working for you there. So that's really, really pivotal if you're looking at kind of elevating the business and you want expansion of the business, is really focusing on that. And then looking at what content you're putting out there. So we need to really, again, it all comes back to the target audience. So are we creating valuable and engaging content that's educating, entertaining, or solving problem for your audience? So again, we need to make sure we're creating things for them. We're not creating things for us. So looking at utilizing various formats such as blogs, videos, can you do infographics to make information digestible, social media posts? Lots of different channels and ways that we can do that. But again, it's all got to be about having the user at the heart of it. Then obviously that brings us on social media, absolutely huge and really successful for businesses for wanting to grow and expand. So looking at leveraging those platforms to engage with your audience, where are they on social media? Are they on certain groups? Do they follow certain people? Are they, in certain areas? Like, see where they are, and then looking at building relationships with them to promote your brand. You want to really look at where your audience is most active, and then create a consistent posting schedule for this. So, if our audience is, say, teenagers, young people, it may be more really focusing on TikTok. Whereas, if it's maybe older professionals, then we'd be really looking at focusing on LinkedIn. So really, again, put the user at the heart of everything and think about where they are, where they're going to be, where they're spending their time. Continuous innovations, this is something we talk about a lot, and it's really, really important. We tend to find that, people might look at the brand, do brand work, and then think, okay, it's done. We've got brand guidelines, we've got a logo, color palette is done. But you need to keep on evolving and improving. So looking at how you can evolve your product or your service, making sure you're getting customer feedback, looking into market trends, if there's any opportunities that you can spot there. Again, this is going to set you apart from the competitors, and keep customers excited about your brand. It's really important that you're doing that holistically across the board. So obviously looking from a product and service point of view, but making sure that your brand is constantly evolving as well. It can't just sit there as a logo at the top of your website, or, just a business card. How do we keep on evolving it to make sure it's, always going to be forefront and connecting with those users? And then just looking at different ways that you can look at different channels to market. So obviously looking at multiple strategies to create a cohesive and effective marketing plan that aligns with your brand vision and objectives. That's super important. So how this can work for you. So obviously we need to define your identity. You need to know your audience. If the only one thing you take away from this today is going and really drilling down into that audience, knowing who they are, knowing what they need, you will see, a huge impact from that. So it's really important to get that down. Delivering exceptional service, looking at your content marketing rolled into your social media, and then that continuous innovation and evolving of the business. Stagnant businesses aren't going to grow and expand. We need to constantly evolve and change and move with the markets and trends to make sure that we're, giving our business and our brand the best chance of success of growth. So as we said there, obviously it's crucial. Elevating your brand is crucial for business success and expansion. It's kind of the foundation and the cornerstone of everything, really. You need to look at the differentiation, trust building, emotional connections, and then the strategic positioning to use brand as a driving force behind your growth. Invest in branding and align it with your business strategy, and use it consistently to develop exceptional experiences to unlock the full potential of your brand. And I can guarantee that you will definitely see improvement on your business. That is something that will really help elevate the business and transform the business moving forward. So on that, I just wanted to check if anyone had any questions. I'll just check the comments. Can't see any coming through. We will be recording this as well, so if anyone wants a copy sent out, we can get that sent out. I'll just wait one more minute just to check before I go. Everyone can eat their lunch on this lovely rainy day. I think that's it, guys. Okay, well, thank you so much for your time today. I hope you found that useful. Feel free to drop me a message on LinkedIn if you do have any questions, or if you just love to have a chat about how you can look at brand for your business. More than happy to chat with anyone, offer some advice and actionable tips on how you can use brand to elevate your business going forward. So thanks, guys. Happy Friday, and have a lovely afternoon.